Hi everyone, it's Linda from Banjo's Bead House, and welcome to the June 2026 Bead Inspiration Box project. And this time we're looking at what is in the box. So, as you would have seen from our little teaser, we started off with this lovely green graphic, which is actually a piece of Amazonite. And that started me off on a lovely trail of greens, which I use a little bit of, but it's not one of my go to kind of colors. Teal in the green spectrum is a go to color for me. This mix, not so much. So it was fun playing around in unfamiliar territory and experimenting with different things along the way and finding all sorts of little treasures as I put this box together for you. So you would have seen in the little tease that the project for this month is this Amazonite wrap bracelets. This is a technique I do love. Haven't done it for a while, and decided to experiment with a new thread whilst doing this one. And I used the matte bead in this one because I love the aged leather look to it. So it's a loved, really old bracelet that you've had for years and years and years, and it just has a lovely smooth texture to it. So that's why I love working with the matte beads, but you do have a choice of some faceted and some shiny. So I'd love to see if you mix it all up, use a combination of all of them, or if you stick to the matte like me, perfectly fine too. And just a cute new button on our range is Little Tree of Life, which I thought was really appropriate given that was a greeny kind of stone for this month. So let's take a look at what is inside your box that you've just unpacked. So, of course, that's the inspiration pick. You would have seen the insert cover to your box as you've unpacked it. Inside, as always, you've got our little graphic our contents list as to everything that's inside and the link to this video as well as your project videos. Okay, first off, you would have seen on the outside of your bag is your pre-order bonus, which is actually some Amazonite chips. So, a fun little thing you can do the bracelet that we're doing with these guys. It works out a lot skinnier, or you might want to save them for a future month to see if we come up with anything with chips down the line or a project where you might be able to use them. But they are fun as a long length of a necklace or as little spacer beads, or stacks. You could do all sorts of different things with them. So I love playing around with chips. They are good fun. So let's get to the good stuff. This is what is in your green bag for our green month. Okay, we'll start with these strands. So this is the 6 mil matte, which is what I used in our feature product. So you can see it is a mixed Amazonite, so you are getting all sorts of different shades. So from dark greens into some little bit of orange, into some whiter stones, and then all of the lovely blue, the bluey green that is the characteristic of Amazonite. If that doesn't take your fancy, I've got the 6 mil blue Amazonite. So that has been sorted to have more of just the pure blue shade. This is a shiny finish versus that matte finish. And the third strand you've got to play with is a faceted, shiny version of this one. So it is the mix, so you are going to get some color variation within that, plus the extra shine from all of the facets on those beads. So you could do a combination of these in your bracelet. You could just choose one, you could choose the other. That's entirely up to you. That is the part of the fun of playing with these boxes. So some other things you will find in here is some new treasures that I'm looking for your guidance as to whether I should add to the range. Love to have your feedback. These guys are tiny little 6 millimeter star beads. So they are a carved piece of the Amazonite. They are a bead with a hole running through them, but they're in cute little star shape. So I thought they could be fun at the bottom of some, a dangly design just to finish off a little star. So I'd love to hear from you guys if you'd like to see these in any other gemstones added to the range. Whilst we're on new shapes, if you've ever seen any of the Van Cleef's Alhambra range, you'll know this kind of like little clover 4 petal flower design. So you have some of those also in the Amazonite. These are a bead, so they are drilled through. Could be fun with the little star, do a little, kind of like an earring stack, or stretch them out into a bracelet. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. Then we also have another fun little chunky stone. These guys are a 13 by 7 cylinder bead, but they are kind of more like an octagon shape when you're looking at this way versus the cylinder, which is a where it gets its name from. So another fun little one, you could make a really chunky bracelet. You could do again stackable drops. Love to see what you guys come up with. I think these were just really, really fun, and I just love the chunky nature of them as well as the color. Um, Lastly, in the Amazonite range, you have a horse eye pendant. So, with a simple bail or creating a loop, you could take one of these strands, have it as a little or complete Amazonite arrangement, or use it in another project. Even use it with some of the leftover leather and just have a very simple pendant necklace. Speaking of, you have 2 meters of the 2 millimeter black leather that I've used in this month's bracelet. So it's enough. You could actually make 2 bracelets, or as I said, make a simple necklace and hang the pendant off that. Entirely up to you guys, but that's just some ideas for you. And lastly, we have 2 Tree of Life buttons, which is what I've used. So again, you can make 2 of the bracelets if you choose. You've got your beading needle to do all of your wrapping. You are actually picking up a needle in this project. I know for the bead box, you see bead box, needles are fine. First time we're throwing in an actual beading needle. And we're also throwing in a new thread. So normally with these project, I have used S-Long cord, which unfortunately in the D weight, which I've always used, they've discontinued it. So I gave nylon, which is a new thread that's just been released, a go in this project, and you'll hear me talk about it in the video. Um, a little hit and miss with it. I am also hunting for some more alternatives so that I can have more color options because this only comes in black and white. And then if you're using leather, that literally limits you to just black and white leather. And the wrap bracelets, the whole fun of them is to have other colors. So this is a new thread. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts about it as you work with it, and if you experiment it using it with anything else. And that is everything that was in your June 2026 Bead Inspiration Box project. As always, I would love to see what you guys create with all of your pieces. I do value all of the feedback and the inspiration pics that come through. So please tag us on your social media, or send the photos to me, and with permission to happily share them. We have, you can tag us on Instagram, Facebook. You can share posts into the inspiration group. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next Inspiration Box, What's in the Box reveal. Thank you so very much for your purchase and support of Banjo Speed House. We very much appreciate it. Bye for now.